Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Friday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go up to our friends up in Sydney. And of course, we're heading up to the Premier League up there in the Netball New South Wales competition. Of course, they play on a Wednesday night with the occasional weekend in there as well. And of course, we've got three very special guests from the mighty Panthers netball team to tell us a bit about the season so far up to this point. Thanks all three for joining us.
No worries.
No worries. Well, I will get all three to introduce yourselves and tell us what position you'll play on the court in your respective teams.
I'll kick it off. So my name's Olivia. I'm in the Opens team and I switch between mid-court and shooting. So a bit of a mix. And I'm one of the older girls, we'll call it, that are still hanging about in the Opens team.
I'll go next. My name's Abby. I'm in the 23s and I'm mid-quarter, sort of play between centre and wing defence.
And I am Eleanor. I play for the 23s and I play goal defence goalkeeper.
So tell us a bit about Wednesday night.
Ooh.
Great question. I think we both went down, unfortunately, to UTS Sparks in both the Opens and 23s. Opens were sort of in it, and sort of what's happened this year is not being able to close out the game and put together a consistent four quarters. But hopefully, the back end of the season, with 9 rounds to go, we can pull out a full game performance.
Yeah, ours was pretty similar on Wednesday night. We were in it. We were up at times. There was only a couple in it. Kind of swung both ways, back and forth throughout the game, and just didn't swing out way at the end.
Yeah, I have to agree with Abby. There were some parts were connected and some parts that were a bit, I think, taken by the Sparks crowd. So it was pretty just everywhere. Yeah, emotions running high and everything. So, yeah.
The halfway stage, or very close to the halfway stage of the season now. I guess, where do you want to end up? And is whatever the goal was set at the start of the year, is that still on track now?
Everyone wants to play finals netball at the end of the season, and that's always the goal. I think for both sides, we're sitting sort of in a position where we can still look to that point with 9 rounds to go. It's quite a tight comp this year in the Opens as well, and sort of teams that are losing games and winning, and there's sort of a fair bit of movement in sort of 3rd to 6th. It's quite tight. So definitely still doable, and definitely what we're aiming for is to hit finals again like we did last year. We're just going to round everyone up and get on the same page and really put out a full court performance in every game.
Yeah, our comp's also very similar. Like, real close. I think there's like 2 or 3 points in it from 2nd through 6th. So that sort of changes every week, and depending, we obviously took the loss on Wednesday night, which kind of dropped us down a few, but just 1 win in it really. So we're still there. I guess obviously everyone wants to be there on grand final day to play the big game. So that's obviously a goal that we've set. I guess everyone sets at the start of the year, and just trying to work together each game, take it game by game to get there, I guess.
I'd have to say that this season was a massive difference from last season. So definitely stronger, our team standing stronger. And I believe that it's doable to get into grand final. So hopefully our team definitely comes back from a loss like that from UTS. So looking forward to see how we go.
I know for the 23s in particular, maybe early on the year, of course, you lost a couple of players with 17s and 19s commitments. State, obviously, I'm talking about your New South Wales teammates, obviously played at Nationals. How good is it to have them back, and especially after a pretty good campaign for them?
Yeah, it's always good having like a full strength team, and I guess they just sort of add to it. So, yeah, once we're all together, we're just kind of gelling, and it's just good to have everyone, I guess. Eleanor, anything to add?
Yeah, I think it's good to have players take in and soak up knowledge from other coaches and bring that into our team and just like kind of so we're all on the same page and able to connect in a way.
Liv, you mentioned that the team made the finals last year, hoping to get back there again this year. And I'm assuming one of the teams that you want to beat and would love to beat the most is the team that won it the last couple of years in North Shore United.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good track record against North Shore. We seem to always knock them off. So absolutely, I think we've got them in 2 weeks. So we go up against Eastwood Ride and then up to North Shore, who we beat in round 1. So we've got a good record. So hopefully we can do it again in 2 weeks' time.
And the 23, so I think the reigning champs there is the Stingrays from Sutherland. So how have you fared against them? Is that a team that you want to beat the most?
Yeah, for sure. Or I don't know, like most, I guess every team you want to beat. But yeah, we had a really good game against them in round 1. I think it ended up coming down to just a couple in the end. It was neck and neck the whole time. I think there was like 1 or 2 goals in it the whole game, and I think we went down by 2 in the end. But yeah, it was a real good game. I guess that'll be one that we're looking to take home the win and get one back on them, I guess, in round 2. But yeah, it's just got to keep building, and hopefully that'll be our next goal.
Tell me about your coaches.
Habs, you're up.
Oh, our coaches are great. Like, they know when to sort of let us have our fun and then snap us back into gear, keeping us focused and keeping the intensity high. I think we have a really good relationship with our coaches. Like, all the girls, we're quite a close-knit team, and I feel like the relationship with our coaches is pretty special, and it's fun that we sort of know we can talk to them at any stage and sort of raise what we need to, and then also have a bit of fun with them along the way. There's never a dull moment, I guess, at our training sessions. That's for sure. Keep it pretty lighthearted, but yeah, that's mainly thanks to our coaches, I guess.
Yeah, and we're pretty lucky in the opens with Moira and Alicia. They come with a wealth of knowledge. Moira's been around for many years and has come through the New South Wales state pathways, and then with New South Wales men's as well, who we get down to training to train against, which is always great. It's always a nice challenge. But yeah, Moira and Alicia are fantastic. They keep us focused at times, but just like the 23s is that we can have our fun. And I think most of the girls, like, we turn up for each other, and we just love being around each other. And once we get into the hard work, we know that we're doing it for the person standing beside us. And I think that's really important. When you go out there on court, there's only 7 positions, and the ones that are sitting on the side cheering you on, it's a really nice environment, and it's something that Moira and Alicia really sort of push with us, is that we are one team. Doesn't matter who's out there, so it's great.
I believe there was a milestone game just recently. Maybe it might have been Wednesday. Was it? It was Georgia's 25 games. Tell us a bit about Georgia, who's played alongside her.
Yeah, so Georgia hit her 25-game milestone on Wednesday night. She's actually our captain of the team. So I'm only new to the team this year, but like getting to know Georgia and her work ethic and the way she kind of gets behind her team is pretty special, and has some pretty good team chats to get us going, I guess. But yeah, I guess Elle plays in the circle alongside her. So what's that like, Elle?
It's she's a strong-headed person. She's not afraid to scream at me. she screams, but it's coming from a good place. Like, she definitely wants all of us to push each other, and she wants the best for our team and like the best interest for everyone. Even on the bench and everything, she expects like everyone to play an important role. So she's a really good role model and everything. So but playing beside her is amazing. Like, she's got the experience, and to have that with someone that is like a level-headed, like clear-minded person is pretty amazing to have. Especially when I'm such an emotional person when it comes to like netball, very passionate about it. It's good to like snap me back in place and be like, look, Eleanor, like, you're getting way too emotional. Like, she's a very straight up person, so it's very good to have a captain like that, I'd say.
she's had such a hard run to get to those 25 games as well. And what Elle and Abby have both said about it, she's very strong-minded. She's had a lot of setbacks over the last few years with injuries, and she's just so determined to get back out on court, and she gives 110% every time she does. So it's super exciting she hit that milestone.
About shooters, I believe Netball New South Wales also spotlighted one of your other shooters in Sally Jenkins. Tell us a bit about Sally.
Yeah, it's great because we can, being as tall as she is, we can lob that ball in, and we know that she's going to get it sort of close to the ring and pop it in, and she adds a little bit of flair with her layup sometimes as well, which we think we all hold our breath when she does them. But yeah, it's fantastic to get through a game at 100% is pretty incredible. So yeah, we're really lucky to have her.
How did all you get involved in netball, and why did you choose her?
I'm the youngest, so I was sort of mum played netball, aunties played netball, older sister did, so I was always there and around, and you sort of just get thrown in whether you're the youngest, you don't really get a choice. But yeah, you meet so many people on the way, and it's as you work through the pathways, you meet so many people from all over New South Wales and Australia that become your friends, and it's pretty incredible. And you've got to love the game, especially when we play it. I feel like sometimes you're always out at Netball Central and you're always with the same people. So having that love for Nettie is really important. And yeah, I guess lucky to have the older sister and mum that threw me in there as well.
I was pretty similar actually. My mum was a netballer and runner, so my first two sports were netball and athletics, and she sort of coached me up until I was probably 10 or 11, and then sort of just worked my way up from there, but stuck with it. I guess there was one point where I kind of was deciding between athletics and netball, and then the whole team aspect of it took netball over the line for me. And just being with the girls, it's pretty special when you've got a common goal in mind and a common interest that you all work towards.
Yeah, similar with me. Like whole family grew up playing it. Little sisters are into it now as well, probably got pushed into it. And I'd say just making new friends off of netball. I'm like I'm socially awkward, so it's pretty hard in the outside world, but with netball it was pretty much easier because as Abby said, like you just have stuff in common with that. So yeah, I'd say that too.
So all three mentioned that you have brothers and sisters, I guess, who played the sport. Who's the better netball player? Be honest.
Oh, well, my little sister Lexi, she's like 13. She's pretty good. She likes to say that she's better than me because she made the primary school regional team. And I didn't make the primary school regional team, so she holds that against me all the time. But yeah, she's actually obsessed with Eleanor, so she's got a pretty good to look up. She definitely doesn't look up to me, that's for sure. It's definitely
Lou?
I was actually lucky enough that a few years back got to play a season with my sister. So she's 3 years older. So that was pretty special. We got to sort of play out on court together. And when I was starting out in what used to be State League before Premier League existed. So yeah, that was pretty special. But let's just say we're a bit different. We're not better than each other. We're just different.
I actually played against my sister, but I played in the older ages. She used to be better, so don't tell her this, but she used to be better. And then she went to football, so I think she chose footy, so I'm just going to go with me for now. Let's just go with me.
Hey, Eleanor, hopefully your sister's not watching this later. So
Please don't.
So what does the sport of netball mean to all three, and especially representing the Panthers?
Yeah, I think the Panthers become like your second family. I know that if I came to Panthers last year and probably didn't have the year what I was expecting to have coming back to Premier League, with a few setbacks, but they just become your family. They're so supportive, and to have people that are outside of sort of your normal circle and be able to go to netball and let that all go. And as Abby said earlier, we all work towards a common goal. I'm super competitive, so it's nice to have people like that around me as well. But I think the best aspect is that the girls and the people you meet, even the people you play against, they become friends for life. And girls that I played with when I was 12, 13, 14, you still see them out and, around, and it's just nice to have that. And I think it just brings everyone back together.
Just going off what Liv said, I agree. It's connecting with girls that are basically so similar to you and have the similar attitude to what you have. It's good to have that. And with all the support system in Panthers, and me being a Penrith junior, so like basically growing up with half of these coaches, it's been amazing. So to still have that up in Premier League and all the Penrith to back you up. So yeah, I'd say that as well.
I'm pretty it's my first year with Panthers, but I don't know, I just really enjoyed, I guess, also welcoming, got to know like obviously a lot of the Opens girls as well. So it's really nice to like play and train alongside them. But yeah, it's just like I feel like we're such a close-knit kind of group, and I guess we really do become family. I mean, I spend more time with all these girls than my actual family most weeks down there at Netty Central. But yeah, I guess so much just comes from netball more than just sort of the game itself. It's just sort of the friendships and all the experiences and goals that you tick off and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's really special.
What have all three learnt from each other on and off the court?
I've definitely
is hilarious.
Mean side. Yeah, Eleanor has a mean side. I definitely learnt that off her. Watch out if some of the umpires don't go Elle's way. I don't think I've seen a better side eye from anyone other than Ella.
I'm just super competitive. Come on. You know that. With Abby, so this is my first year being in the leadership group. I think learning how to be patient. So like I said, that my emotions get the best of me. So sometimes when I scream, it's like it's coming off like wrong. But when I can look at Abby and she's like encouraging people, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should like do that a bit more, because it's, it's better that way, and to know that it's coming from a good place. So yeah, just being able to work with Georgia and Abby when it comes to leadership, just building and learning off of them has been a good experience. So yeah, I'd say that.
And then Liv and I often end up playing against each other on training nights in wing attack and wing defence there. We've definitely learned how to take a good hit from one another, that's for sure, eh?
Yeah, it's always a very physical contest when Abby and I come up against each other. We don't mean it, but I think it's just that competitive side that once we cross that line, it's on. Doesn't matter that we're training. It's we go 100%. So, and I think both Abby and Eleanor in that leadership group, they both bring their own sort of flair to that. And as Eleanor said, she's emotional, but she does have such a presence on court. And when she steps up, she sort of leads through action. And I think, when she gets an intercept or she gets a turnover, that lifts everybody else up. And with Abby, I think she's just got such a presence as well, and an aura that you can look at her in the most frustrating or stressful situation and she's always calm. So probably not like Eleanor. But yeah, I think both of them have come a really long way.
It was never at Abby. It was some of the calls, okay?
Let's hope the umpires don't watch this one either by the sounds of that one. So what would be your advice to people that should get involved in netball?
Absolutely do it. I think, as we've all said, the friendships that we've had, having people obviously with that common goal and interest, and competitive side, that you can still have plenty of fun, and there'll be setbacks along the way, but it only motivates you to keep going and definitely get involved. And down to your local association and sign up, because yeah, it's amazing where netball can take you.
100% agree. Just the friendships, the connections, the opportunities you get. Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself as well. So get amongst it and get amongst the team for sure.
I'd have to agree with both of them. They said it pretty well. So
let's finish on a couple of lighthearted questions about the team. Firstly, all three mentioned right at the start what position all three you play on the court. If you had a dream position where you'd love to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be? Be honest.
Goal attack for sure.
you already know that.
I think everyone has a certain every person wants to play goal attack at one point until you actually put there in a game, and then oh gosh, I could never
when it goes down. Yeah.
But look, doesn't everyone want to be a goal attack?
I think I'll go the opposite end. I grew up my whole juniors up until I was about 17, 18 as a defence, but I stopped growing really early. So I'm too short, so I got flicked out of the circle. So I'd love to go back to defence.
Defence, really?
Eleanor, what are you going?
Oh, you already said it, Abby. Goal attack.
Oh,
goal shooter.
no,
Every defender wants to be a shooter.
Jeez.
Jenny, if you're watching this, shooter.
Put us in. We're up by 30. Abby and Eleanor, we're in the circle.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. Who's the comedian, the best singer, and internet TikTok / Be Real in your respective teams?
We get the best content out of Kayla. She's just the person that doesn't think before she speaks sometimes. And I think she's doing a bodybuilding comp at the end of the year, so she's getting her Instagram followers up. So I'm going to throw her in and say that she's our superstar.
I think it'd be hard in our team to go past Sophie Elliott. She loves a good TikTok, that one. She's always pulling out like some sort of dance or some sort of TikTok about the training session. She definitely keeps it lighthearted and brings the energy. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty mad if she didn't get a highlight in that one as well.
Some of us think they are.
Yeah, most
I don't
everyone
know how
thinks
funny. I don't know how funny they truly are.
Our whole team is pretty goofy. And but like when you put all of us together, it's just so much more worse because everyone's just laughing around in the ground. So
yeah,
it's pretty hard to choose.
Or he comes out with ones, but it's usually yeah. She makes us crack up sometimes. Sometimes not on purpose, but
any pre-game superstition or ritual by either of you?
I like both of my shoes before I step on the court. And I do it before every game just without even thinking. I think it's just been part of the routine. So I'll say that.
I think Eleanor and I actually have the same one. We discovered that pretty early on in the season. We got pretty stoked when we both had it. Ours is left sock, left shoe, right shoe. Other than that, I that just comes like second habit to me now. But I don't know. Anything else? Add breath. That's probably a bit of a superstition now.
Oh yeah,
so
true.
Breath in between our sort of warming up for our game. We all sort of get together, arm in arm. Jenny calls our deep breath in. We hold for a little bit and sort of deep breath out, and we just sort of get each other pumped up and get connected. And yeah, I'd say that's probably a pre-game superstition that we won't be able to go through the rest of the season without for sure.
Like meditation.
Yeah, a bit of meditation, just
okay.
Okay.
Two final ones. Any embarrassing moments by anyone on your team this season, and what was it on the court, knowing that your games are videoed and live streamed?
I'm going to throw Kayla under the bus again. So we call her Bigfoot because she plays center wing attack and cannot stay out of the circle because she has size 13 feet. So sorry, Kayla, but she keeps us entertained on court because she doesn't even realise how far offside she is.
I can't really think of any on the spot. Have you got any, Elle?
I'm sure they'll come soon. The embarrassing moments.
Yeah. Nothing that's out right now.
Liv, I need to ask you then. So how far offside does she actually go?
A lot. A lot. It's quite consistent. So there has been games when we've watched it back in analysis and all we can hear is Bigfoot because that's from the bench because she's, sometimes it's a meter offside and she thinks it's a clean intercept. So she does definitely get the attention from the umpires, but she does blame it on her big feet. We just said that she needs to start further back.
Oh, she's gonna love this if she watches this back. And the last one I'm gonna ask, for everyone that should support the mighty Panthers throughout the rest of the Premier League season, what will be your advice to get down to Netball Central or whenever you have your home game, if you have a home game?
Yeah, we've got obviously we're down there every Wednesday night and either 7 or 8:45, switching between opens and 23. So definitely get down. And I think we've got a home game in July at Blacktown and back against GWS Fury. So another one to get down and support us at.
All three, thank you so much for giving up some of your time to join us. Best of luck for the remainder of the season. Obviously, both teams are still in pretty good shape going into the second half of the season. And let's hope to come July, August, whenever your season finishes, hopefully we'll see you in the big dance, hopefully challenging for a premiership in about 2-3 months' time.
100%.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
No worries. And that's the Panthers netball, of course, players there. Of course, you want to get down there Wednesday nights down at Netball Central there in Homebush to support the mighty Panthers in the rest of the 2023 season. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.